Hello, my name is Peter Felsman. I'm the founder of Perform Productivity Solutions. I'm also head of trainings for Latin America for Thrive Global, Ariana Huffington's company. I'm also an insect facilitator for close to 30 years now. And I'm a dad and I'm a human being. And I am, yesterday I posted a pretty long video in Spanish, and a lot of my friends that don't speak Spanish asked me to post something in English, so I'm going to post now. First I'm going to give an update on what my life has been like for the last month and a half or so, and I got some stuff going on health-wise. I also want to reflect, and I might go English and Spanish. Entonces, ayer posté algo en español y me pidieron que hiciera algo en inglés. So I'm going to go bilingual, I think, on this one. First, the update in English. Primero pongo el día a todo el mundo en inglés. A month and a half ago, I started with a cough, which got worse, wouldn't get better. I thought it was pneumonia, a walking pneumonia, because I didn't have a fever, I didn't have colored phlegm. Pensé que era una neumonía andante porque no tenía flema, no tenía fiebre. Wouldn't respond. I went to the beach to rest afterwards, and I wasn't getting better, and I went to some friend's house in northern Mexico and wasn't getting better. And I have a sister in Houston who has a brother-in-law who's a pulmonologist. He has a lung center. His name is Alex Lachin. And I talked to him about 10 days ago, a Wednesday, and he said, why don't you fly up to Houston, let me check you out. I thought I had asthma or something like that, or bronchitis. And so the next day I flew to Houston. I was thinking of flying back, flying up on Thursday, flying back Saturday. He saw me on a Friday, and long story short, I have a lymphoma in my chest. So that evening I was in the hospital. I'm in the Houston Methodist Hospital right now. And I've got a large B-cell lymphoma in a place of the chest called a mediastino. So had a biopsy, it's all confirmed. So I'm waiting to start chemotherapy first. It's a very fast-growing tumor. Es un tumor que crece muy rápido, so it's putting pressure on my heart. So you may notice that my face is red and my eyes are puffy. It's called superior vena cava syndrome. Tengo el síndrome de vena cava superior. The blood is having a hard time coming back down into the heart area. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got veins. Tengo venas aquí. These veins are my body just finding ways to bring the blood back down. So that's that. I'm hoping to get something called a portacath installed. Me están por instalar, espero en las siguientes 24 horas, un portacatéter, so it helps give me the medicine and take samples. I was just thinking, there's a movie in the 90s, it was a fantastic movie, a Michael Keaton movie with Nicole Kidman called My Life. Había una película en los años 90 de Michael Keaton y Nicole Kidman llamada Mi Vida, where Michael Keaton, his wife is pregnant, and he finds out he has a terminal cancer, so he starts making videos for his son. Entonces la película está Michael Keaton, tiene cáncer terminal, la esposa está embarazada y empieza a grabarle videos a su hijo no nacido, ¿no? Dándole consejos de la vida. So I decided yesterday I was going to share my story. Decidí ayer que iba a compartir mi historia, and maybe this could also serve just as a testimony, and it could serve other people as well, just what I've learned. Tal vez esto le sirva a otros, pero tal vez también sirva como un testimonio, un video testimonial para mi hijo. So I have a pretty good prognosis. In my heart, I feel I'm going to live a very, very long time on earth, and I don't know. Tengo el presentimiento que voy a ser muy longevo, pero obviamente no hay garantías. I want to talk a little bit about something called Stoicism. Quiero hablar acerca del estoicismo. Many philosophers in history, like the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, Seneca and others have been Stoics. Marco Aurelio, que fue un emperador romano, fue estoico. Seneca también. And I used to think that a Stoic is somebody that just puts up with stuff and just, is a Stoic, just takes it, and that's not what it is at all. Yo pensé que el estoicismo era el que aguantaba vara, el que soportaba golpes de la vida así estoicamente, y no se trata de eso para nada el estoicismo. What I found, the value I found in Stoicism, and I learned it with another name through my teacher John Roger and through Insight Seminars. Eso es algo que aprendí a través de mi maestro John Roger con otro nombre y también en seminarios Insight. Is that if I spend time contemplating the worst thing that could happen and come to peace with that, then I'm at peace. Si paso tiempo y medito y contemplo lo peor que podría pasar y logro tener paz con el peor escenario, entonces tengo paz. So for example, let's bring it to real life, and what's going on with me. The tumor is a large tumor. It's 14 centimeters, which is over 5 inches by 10 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So it's pretty big, and it's making something called the pericardium, which is the sac around the heart, swell. I have fluid in my pericardium, and it's putting pressure on my heart, which is, I guess, the most risky acute thing that I've got going on right now. Lo más agudo y riesgoso que tengo es que tengo líquido en el pericardio, que es el saco que recubre el corazón. Not the perineum, that's a different, very important part of the body, but no, the pericardium, no es el perineo, okay, que es muy importante. El perineo, pero este es el pericardio. Entonces, if you see up there, that's monitoring. So my doctor said, my cardiologist here, my cardiovascular doctor said, I have to, my heart has good blood pressure, high, towards high, and low heart rate, then that's good. I mean, even though I have fluid putting pressure on my heart, I'm good. But if my blood pressure drops and my heart rate goes up, then they have to go in and operate. Entonces me dijo el doctor que si mi presión sanguínea permanece como está y mi ritmo cardíaco bajo, entonces va a estar todo bien, pero si se cae la presión sanguínea y si aumenta el ritmo cardíaco, entonces tendrían que operar, ¿no? So what I do is that I contemplate what happens if I have to, what happens if I go into cardiac arrest right now, for example. I don't think it's going to happen, but what if right now I have a cardiac arrest? ¿Qué pasaría si tengo un infarto en este instante? Esto es el proceso estoico, por lo menos como yo lo hago. So, well, the worst thing that could happen is that I die. Lo peor que puede pasar es que muero. I'm going to die anyways. Todos vamos a morir. O sea, no es... O sea, lo peor que puede pasar es algo que nos va a pasar a todos. What hurts me about that is thinking that maybe I won't be around for my son, or that my son could have, resentment towards life or difficulties because his dad died when he was 2. Lo que me produce congojo o tristeza es pensar que mi hijo tenga problemas en la vida, enojos con la vida por no tener a su papá consigo, ¿no? And then I think, okay, well, we all have our burden in life. We all have our lessons. We all have our challenges. And that maybe would be his, Y entonces pienso, bueno, si eso le pasara y eso sería el desafío de mi hijo, bueno, todos tenemos nuestros desafíos, ¿no? Y en la vida yo tuve los míos de niño y este sería su desafío. And that's not a bad thing. In my worldview, that's why we're here in life. We're here to learn from our challenges and grow from them. Y eso no sería algo malo. Estamos aquí para crecer de nuestros desafíos. And then I come to peace with that. I say, well, that would be his challenge. Llego a tener paz con eso. Digo, bueno, el desafío de mi hijo sería eso. Sería que crecer sin un papá. You know, and millions or probably billions of people have grown. Yeah, I'm sure billions of people have grown without their dad. You know, and most of them do great. You know, la mayoría les va bien. So once I have peace with that, then all of a sudden the situation doesn't scare me anymore. It doesn't. It's not something I long for. No es algo que anhelo. It's not something that I want to have happen. No quiero que pase. But I come to peace with it, you know. So that's how I'm applying, and that's how Stoicism. I want to thank Tim Ferriss for something he wrote about it recently, a few months ago, which helped me. You know, gave me the short version. He wrote I think it was a free book. Tim Ferriss escribió un librito resumiendo el estoicismo, algo que le quiero agradecer. So, changing subjects, cambiando un poco de tema. I was, several months ago, I was invited to go to Bulgaria this coming October and be a speaker at an innovation summit in Varna, in Bulgaria. This coming October, I'm going to be there. And I was thinking about subjects for my speech because it's for entrepreneurs and technology. And I thought I'd speak about entrepreneurship and liberty. Hace unos meses me invitaron a ser un charlista en una expo, una summit de tecnología e innovación en Bulgaria, en Varna, Bulgaria, en octubre, y voy a estar ahí. Y estaba pensando en el título de mi charla y había pensado en el emprendedurismo y la libertad. I'm very, very, very passionate about liberty. I think we all have a gift given by Spirit, given by God, which is our right to life and our right to liberty, which is to do whatever you want with your life as long as you honor other people's rights. And finally, we have the right to have property. Soy muy apasionado acerca de la libertad. Creo que el Creador, Dios, el Espíritu nos ha dado el regalo 3 derechos, que es el derecho a la vida, a la libertad y a la propiedad. Y la libertad quiere decir que puedes hacer con tu vida y tu propiedad lo que quieras, siempre y cuando honres la vida, la libertad y la propiedad de los demás. But with this that's been going on for the last week and a half, I think I might change the subject, and I want to run it by you guys. You guys are my first. I was just reflecting upon this during my meditation this morning. I want to run this by you. I'm thinking on making my speech around optimal return on enjoyment. Estoy pensando en cambiar el título de mi charla acerca de un concepto. Lo estaba meditando esta mañana. Es un concepto que llamo el retorno óptimo del gozo, del disfrute. I realized in my life about a year ago, I did something that was on my bucket list, which was to do the Amalfi Coast in Italy in a convertible. Hace un año, en marzo, completé algo que estaba en mi lista de cosas a hacer antes de morir, que es recorrer la costa amalfitana en Italia en un convertible. And we did 12 days with my wife and my son. We rented a black Peugeot convertible and went from Napoli down to Capri, and then Amalfi Coast and to Salerno, and then went over to Lecce, and we loved it so much. And en marzo del año pasado rentamos un convertible negro, un convertible Peugeot con mi esposa y mi hijo, y nos fuimos de Napoli a Capri, y después nos cruzamos la costa amalfitana y luego fuimos a Salerno y de ahí pasamos a Lecce, y fueron 12 días hermosos. So one of the things I realized after my trip is that I think that the perfect, the dream scenario of doing the Amalfi Coast in a convertible would have been to do it in a Ferrari, okay, instead of a Peugeot convertible. And I looked into renting a Ferrari, and a Ferrari would have cost me, let's say, €700 a day. The convertible I rented cost me €70 a day, including parking and stuff like that. So it would have cost me 10 times more to rent a Ferrari and to do my Amalfi Coast in a Ferrari. So let me just catch people up in Spanish. Entonces renté este Peugeot y me di cuenta que la versión del sueño así, soñado, hubiera sido hacerlo en un Ferrari, no en un Peugeot, un convertible Ferrari. y estuve checando precios de rentar un Ferrari y hubiera costado 700 euros al día, en vez de 70 euros, que fue lo que me costó el coche, incluyendo estacionamientos y eso. But then I realized that, so it would have cost me 10 times more to rent a Ferrari. My question to myself is, would it have been 10 times more enjoyable? Would I have enjoyed driving a Ferrari 10 times more than driving the Peugeot? And for me, the answer was no. Entonces, la pregunta me dice, me hubiera costado 10 veces más rentar un Ferrari, ¿hubiera sido 10 veces más disfrutable para mí? Y para mí la respuesta es no. Now, I'm not saying that, this is what I am saying. If you're a Ferrari guy or girl, si lo tuyo son los Ferraris, then you should rent a Ferrari if you're going to do the Amalfi Coast. Si lo tuyo son los Ferraris, si eres un fan de los Ferraris, deberías rentar un Ferrari si vas a andar en la costa amalfitana. But what I realized for me is that I found a really nice line of maximum return on enjoyment. Encontré la línea del retorno máximo del disfrute. An example, I think that I would have suffered if I had a Ferrari because the roads are so narrow. What if somebody scratches my Ferrari? Yo hasta lo hubiera disfrutado menos porque hubiera sido así como tener a alguien, ¿qué pasa si me rayan el coche? No lo hubiera disfrutado tanto. So then I reflect upon where I live in Mexico City, my home with my wife and my son. Estaba pensando en la casa donde vivimos en la Ciudad de México con mi esposa y mi hijo. And I honestly believe that I live in the best possible apartment in my favorite part of town in Mexico City. Yo vivo en el apartamento más bonito, en la zona que más me gusta del DF. Que es en La Condesa, in this place in front of the park, with an awesome roof garden, with a gorgeous view of the city, which few people have. Es una vista de la ciudad hermosa. And Mexico City has some very, very fancy places. La Ciudad de México tiene lugares muy, muy bonitos y fancy, y fresas, y algunos de ellos costaría 20, 30, 40 veces más de lo que yo pago. Some of them would, cost 20, 30, 50 times what I pay. But I don't think I would enjoy it 20 more times or 50 more times. Yo no creo que lo hubiera disfrutado. No disfrutaría vivir en esos lugares 40 veces más, aunque cueste 40 veces más. So that just, so I've been reflecting upon this for the last year and just really, articulating it and making it and bringing it down. He estado articulando y reflexionando al respecto. And it's a really cool thing to shoot for. Y he encontrado que es algo muy lindo tras el cual ir. O sea, buscar el máximo retorno del disfrute. Look for the maximum return on enjoyment. Because that's something that's within everybody's hands. Eso está al alcance de todos nosotros. We don't all have, frankly, we're not all gonna own a private jet. O sea, muy pocos de nosotros vamos a tener un jet privado, ¿me explico? But you don't have to own a private jet to have maximum return on enjoyment. Maybe once in your life you fly first class on a really special trip. Tal vez viajas primera clase una vez en tu vida, en un viaje muy especial. And that's maximum return on enjoyment. Because most people, or many people, could do that. La mayoría o muchos de ustedes sí podrían viajar en primera clase alguna vez en la vida. And the other thing, there's an author which I enjoy very much. His name is Bill Bonner. And, he a couple of years ago I read, he said, those guys that are in the private jets and the billionaires, they're not spending time at home. They're not helping their kids with their homework. They're not, coaching Little League. Esos multimillonarios que tienen jets privados y así, esa gente no está en casa con sus hijos, no están ayudándoles a hacer la tarea, ni están llevándolos a los partidos de fútbol, ¿no? And there's nothing wrong. I'm not placing judgment on them. I'm just saying that, I've always, or for a long time, I've identified myself as an Epicurean. Hace muchos años me identifiqué como un epicurio, and I think we're put on earth by God to learn, but also to enjoy life. As my teacher says, you're not put on earth to. When God made you, He did not make garbage. O sea, fuimos puestos en la tierra para disfrutar, aprender primero y también disfrutar de la vida. Y cuando Dios te hizo, no hizo basura. So, I hope this is valuable. This is, as I mentioned earlier, this is a message to my son. Este es un mensaje para mi hijo algún día. I have a certain level of confidence that I'll be able to tell him personally when he's aware, when he's grown up enough. He's almost 3. But in case not, here's his testimony. Este video se lo estoy grabando en parte a mi hijo, porque ahora tiene casi 3 años, y yo intuyo que voy a poder decírselo en unos años, pero en caso de que no, queda ese testimonio en video. So maximum return on investment. Maximum return on enjoyment. So invest in those things that bring you maximum joy. Invierte en esas cosas que te traen el máximo gozo. See, for you maybe it's shoes, or for you maybe it's food, or wine, or cigars, or concerts, or whatever. Tal vez para ti es comprar zapatos nuevos, o tomar vino rico, o comer en restaurantes finos, o ir a conciertos de música. Whatever brings you the maximum enjoyment. So that means that you don't look to others, you don't look to the media to see what you should go for in order to enjoy life, but you rather reflect and experiment and be a scientist. O sea, en vez de ir a los medios y buscar y ver qué está de moda y qué es lo que los demás creen que debería traerte a ti gozo, eso te obligaría a ir adentro y reflexionar. ¿Qué te trae gozo? ¿Qué es lo que te gusta en la vida? Mi querida amiga María Ibarra de Costa Rica, cuando la conocí, ella se gastaba su dinero viajando a Europa, a Estados Unidos, a diferentes lugares a ir a conciertos de bandas desconocidas. Conocidas por ella, pero que todavía no eran famosas, o sea, conciertos íntimos. My dear friend Maria Ibarra from Costa Rica, when I met her, she would spend her money and her vacation days traveling to Europe or the U.S. to go see concerts in intimate venues with relatively unknown bands. She was the first person that I ever heard talk about the band Muse. Ella fue la primera persona que me habló de la banda Muse, por ejemplo. Things like that. Because it is a fact that we will die. All of us. Es un hecho que vamos a morir. No hay ninguno de nosotros que va a sobrevivir a este planeta. Sooner or later. And for many years I've been telling people that the key to life is live life as if you could be dead in any moment. Vive la vida como si te agarrara la muerte en cualquier momento. Es algo que he dicho durante muchos años. In such a way that you could say, I'm glad, I'm happy the way I've chosen. Estoy feliz de lo que he elegido. And, I've spent the last, year and a half. I've traveled with my family. I've invested money so that my family can come with me. We were in Dubai, we were in India, we were to Italy, we were in Bulgaria, we went to the beach, Entonces, eso es lo que les quería compartir. That's what I wanted to share for now. So what's going on health-wise is that I want to get chemotherapy as soon as possible. Quiero empezar la quimioterapia lo antes posible. I've been working also with natural doctors, and they agree. This lymphoma grows very fast. It's putting a lot of pressure, so we got to bring it down as soon as possible. Hay que achicarlo lo más rápido posible. través de quimioterapia. And right now I'm going to, tomorrow in about 24 hours, I'm going to install something called a portacath. Van a instalar algo que se llama portacatéter o portacat. So that's what's next. Another thing I want you to know is that from the first moment I shared what was going on, I felt so supported by prayers and people sending light and stuff like that, and that does work. Quiero que sepan que ayuda muchísimo las plegarias, que envíen luz. Eso ha sido increíble. Yo había escuchado hablar acerca del apoyo que se siente, pero no tienen idea. It's the way I feel is like when people are in concerts and they lie back and the people are carrying them. That's how I feel. I feel very, very supported, quite literally. Me siento muy, muy apoyado por esas plegarias. Tengo un amigo, uno de mis mejores amigos, se llama Miguel Azor, que ayer me estaba jodiendo y me decía, "What's wrong with the electricity in Houston?" I'm like, "Why?" Everybody's sending light. Me estaba jodiendo, me decía, ¿por qué? ¿Qué pasó con la electricidad en Houston? Y digo, ¿por qué? No, porque está mandando luz a Houston, mandando luz. He says he's gonna send me Reiki Martin. He doesn't know what Reiki is. Que me va a mandar Reiki Martin. Así es, búsquenlo a Miguel Azor y explíquenle qué es el Reiki, por favor. Miguel Azor con doble S. So find Miguel Azor and explain what Reiki is, because I don't want Reiki Martin in my room. Tengo paz, tengo gozo, tengo gratitud, tengo determinación, tengo entrega también. So, llegó mi doctor, así es que los quiero mucho. Bye. My doctor's here, so see you later.